I've had a few question marks from fans that are concerned about Alessia and Chloe. Any good news?
Alessia and Chloe are both available tomorrow.
Is there any other concerns going into the game?
It's the ones that we've been talking about before, and then Daphne van Domselaar won't be available.
Okay, then. Everyone else fit?
Yes. Yes.
2007 is a long time to wait for this club to lift this trophy. Now, sometimes for players, coaches, that can put pressure on you, but in other times it can breed excitement and motivation. What's the group feeling going into this?
Yeah, the latter. We started this journey early in the season with the mini tournament, and we're here now. And I think us beating Madrid and doing what we did in the way we did it, we're so happy with that, and we're so happy with going to the semi-final. And of course, we understand the challenge that we're facing across these two games, because Lyon is very experienced. They've been here many times before. So we have huge respect for who they are, their coach, their individual players, and their history. So, but we're happy that we're here, that we put ourselves in this situation, and this is exactly where we want to be, and we look forward to the game tomorrow.
Renee, talk to me about the belief in the group, because you've had a remarkable time, I think, since taking over here this season. But that comeback against Real Madrid must have given you and the group just something completely different going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, that was a big moment, but I think we believed so much that we could do it in that game because of other things that we had been doing in the season before. So I think the team keeps on proving time after time what we're capable of, and there's some key moments that we've gone through in the season that made me believe what we can do. And of course, the Madrid at home game, I think the composure under pressure, the way we played our game on a very high level, we set ourselves some new standards, and we did it in this critical moment where we come from 45 minutes 0-0 half time, and then we have to do it in the second half. So I think that was a big moment for us as a team.
Mariona, look, you know this competition pretty well. You certainly have great memories last season in particular. From a player's perspective, what does it take to win this competition?
Well, I think we are here because we deserve to be here. We were top of the group against Bayern, for example, big team. Then we beat Real Madrid. So we have to believe in that we are here because we deserve to be here. Now we face Lyon, that it's a top team, and we have to respect that. But I think we have to have no fear, and we respect them, but we want to go for it. It's 2 games, and the first one is at home with our fans. So I think we are ready for that. We are so excited to play, and I think we have our football as well, and we want to show to all the world, and hopefully it will be good for everyone.
Have you been speaking to the group and sharing your experience from your successful Champions League campaigns previously?
Well, we do speak a lot about life, about football, because we spend a lot of time together, but I think the team has the mentality winning as well, so that's the most important. I think that's a bit contagious as well. So I think, how I said, like, we want to win titles. Of course, Champions League is a big one. We know we are still a bit far away right now. It's 3 games for that, but we have to start tomorrow, and I think everyone is hungry for titles. So this mentality, we need to keep it. We need to improve every day, and we are there because we deserve it, how I said, and now we are 4 best teams in Europe, and we are one of them, so we want to go more.
But Renee, finally, it's been a pretty good week for Arsenal Football Club as a whole. It's been a good journey for both teams in the Champions League. The men's team might have been inspired by your comeback recently. How inspired is your group from what the men's team achieved this week, and how much can they use that going into Saturday?
Yeah, so I really feel like since I've come to the club that it's one club, and I've naturally been in contact with the assistant coach on the men's side because he's Dutch. But after we won against Madrid, I got messages from everyone across the club, including Mikel, and he said it was inspirational. And if you look at what they now did against Madrid, I think it's so strong. I think they look as a team, and I think that's why they won against Madrid with so much individual quality. So it's amazing to be a part of this. There was just some media here at the club as well. Jurjen Timber is sitting there and he says, "Hey Renee, good luck for tomorrow." So the guys also know what we are doing and we know what they are doing, and we support each other. So that's great.
Thanks, Renee.
Thanks.
Thanks, James. Joe from the BBC.
Similar question to Mariona. With the men doing so well this week in Europe and with your massive game this weekend, there must be a very special feeling in the training ground as a whole at the moment.
Well, these games is the games like everyone want to play, right? We are ready for it, and it is a special competition. It's a special rival as well, and we play at home. How I said, that's even more special. So we are happy to be here. We have to enjoy the moment because we work so hard every day for long months for be here where we are today. So I think that's our gift to ourselves, and we just need to do what we have done already, and I'm sure we will be fine.
Renee, I'm sure you're going to say that you're just focused on Arsenal, but former Arsenal defender Jen Beattie this week said that she thinks that Lyon are there for the taking and potentially not the Lyon side that we've seen before. Is that your take on where they're at the moment?
Like I just said, huge respect for their history and what they have been doing and producing in Champions League in Europe. I think they're still a very strong side, but like Mariona just mentioned, us playing at the Emirates and the hunger and the belief that we have at the team at the moment, we're going to go and play our game to the best we can, and then we believe that even though with huge respect to the individual qualities and threats that they will bring to the game, we believe we can do something tomorrow, and we're going to go for it.
You touched on playing at the Emirates. The Emirates seems to do something very special to this team. We've seen it several times already this season. With that in mind, how important is it that you go into the second leg with a lead?
Yeah, but that's going to be important tomorrow because, of course, Madrid, we play them away first and then we play at home. There's nothing. We don't wait for anything tomorrow. We know that tomorrow is our chance. I think 40,000 tickets sold. There will be an enormous crowd. So we're gonna go and go from the start because we enjoy playing at the Emirates, and we're at one of the final stages of Champions League. It's a huge moment, and we're gonna do it here in London at the Emirates, and we wanna go for it, and we wanna take the opportunity. By the throat, do you say so in English? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Best of luck, Greg.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Kit.
Hi Renee, just on Chloe and Alessia, would they be fit to play 90 minutes if required tomorrow?
They will be fully available, so that's great. I think both players have been working really, really hard to get to this point together with the medical team, so that's great. So they are available for a lot of minutes tomorrow.
And I appreciate the first leg in Madrid, obviously it's the away leg, very different setting, very different conditions, but is there anything you can learn from that game and that defeat that you can apply to the game tomorrow so that you don't need a massive comeback in the second leg like you needed in the quarterfinals?
I think this is just a different scenario where we play home first and then away. So like I just said, we want to take this opportunity playing at the Emirates in front of 40,000 people in the stands, and so in that sense it's totally different. So we're gonna want to start fast and we want to go for it at the Emirates tomorrow. So that's going to be key for us. So we want to get the best result possible tomorrow, and then we'll see what that is, and then we go to Lyon the week after.
It'll be a familiar face in the opposition dugout for many people associated with Arsenal and Joe Montemuro. Have you been, I don't know, leaning at all on any of the players that played under him for any insight into him and his style ahead of tomorrow?
He was actually my mentor when I was part of a UEFA mentorship program, I think 5-6 years ago. I actively asked for him as my mentor because I heard a lot of good things about his leadership, his football philosophy, and how he is as a person. And it was great working with him. I learned a lot of things. I was visiting him here at Arsenal when he was working here. So I know Joe, and he knows me, and he knows the club and the players as well. So, but of course a lot of things have changed since he left. So yeah, it's going to be a great encounter, and I look forward to seeing him tomorrow.
Have you exchanged any messages since it was confirmed being Arsenal and Lyon playing each other, or is that something that
No, I think the last exchange has been 1 or 2 months ago, so no, not in a while.
And if you don't need the other players then to lean on Joe, but you leaning at all on the woman next to you with her Champions League experience and winning the Champions League experience?
Yeah, so Mariona has been there. She did it last year. So Mariona's a winner in everything, in every single drill in training. She wants to win, and that's what she's bringing to this team. So she's moving the culture forward, I think, and we're learning a lot from Mariona.
Mariona, obviously the season is very much not over yet, but as it kind of you approach the end of your first season in England with Arsenal in the WSL, just how will you reflect on how it's gone since your move?
Well, I'm so happy to be here. I feel like home from the first day. Everyone helped me a lot. I thought I could maybe need some time to adapt because it's a big change for me. But to be honest, like everyone on the club, on the team, make that process so easy for me. So I feel really comfy, and I can play my football. I can enjoy, and I think that's the best thing. That's when you can performance, when you feel yourself and comfy. So I think I am in the right place. I am where I want to be. So I just hope we keep working how we are doing, and I'm sure the titles and the good moments will arrive for the club, because I think that's what we deserve.
And just finally from me, we've talked a lot about strength of the WSL and the growth of the WSL in recent years, but in the Champions League, English clubs haven't been able to win it. It's been your former club Barcelona or the team you're playing tomorrow in Lyon. Why do you think English clubs haven't quite been able to get past those two teams in the past, and why do you think it might be different this season?
I just think it's so hard to be there, because there is a lot of good teams. Like everyone is working hard because everyone wants to be there. I think Lyon was so successful for a lot of years in a row. Now lately Barca as well. So I think English clubs have been there as well. I remember we played a final against Chelsea 3 years ago or 4 years ago. So I mean, English clubs are there. They are top teams, but it's not that easy because everyone wants to be there. So now it's 4 teams and 2 of them are English. So I think that's a sign as well, and we'll see what happens, and hopefully one English club can be in the final, and hopefully it's us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kit.
Hi, Renee. I was just going to ask on Daphne. I know you said she's not available for tomorrow, but is the second leg a chance of her being fit for that?
Yeah, so she's progressing really well. So we'll see when and where she will be available for us again. So I can't share anymore, but just saying it's positive, and the progression is going very well for her.
And to Joe's point that she made earlier, I was just wondering, were you at the first leg for the men's game against Real Madrid? And because I think I might have saw you on camera there, but I wasn't sure.
I wasn't there. I wasn't in the stadium, no.
Okay, even though you weren't there, could you kind of take inspiration from, I guess, the first leg being at home for them in that kind of situation? Because obviously you've got that now yourselves, and it's a different situation to what you had in the previous round.
No, yeah, very much, because the way the men's team executed that game as a first of 2 legs, I think that's how we want to go about this game tomorrow as well. So that was very inspiring to see, and I think also similar maybe in the threats in Madrid that they had to nullify, and we have some challenges ahead of us as well. So it was inspirational to watch, and I think how they've managed to go about these 2 legs, I think very positive and inspiring, and yeah, I'm very happy for the men's team that they achieved what they achieved, and I think this is the first time in the club history that we're both in the semi-final, so yeah, that's great.
And Mariona, I was going to ask about your first season here. I think earlier in the season you were playing on the wing, number 10 sometimes. Now seeing you deeper over the field, how have you kind of found that progression
Well, all I want is to be on the pitch and play. Like that's all it matters for us, and I'm ready for whatever the team or the coach ask to me. I just love to be around the ball and in contact with the ball. So I'm happy to play anywhere. Like just to be on the pitch and try to bring what I can bring to the team and try to make everything easier for my teammates, like how they do for me. So it's easy to play with this team, so it's not a problem.
And with your time at Barcelona, I guess you were there for the whole journey from, I guess, early years and then getting to Champions League finals. I was wondering what you kind of reflect on in that time, how you were able to make those steps to consistently being in the latter stages of the Champions League and what it takes to actually get there.
I think what I learned is that the talent is not enough. You need to work hard. You need to be fit. You need to be ready for that battles, for the physical momentum as well. And like it's not that easy, and it needs time, and it needs teamwork. And I think that's what we are building now here as well. Like I can feel it. I can see how much we improved already with that month. So sometimes we are impatient and we want to see everything already, but football sometimes it takes some time, and I think we need to believe in what we are doing in the Arsenal way, what we want to play, what we want to be, and we are there, we are on the way, so I think we just need to keep going.
Thanks, Sandra.
Thanks. Hi, Renee. Hi, Mariona. Renee, just the first question for you. You talked about getting the best possible result tomorrow, or over both legs, I guess. I mean, what will be the significance of getting a good result tomorrow against Lyon in terms of the journey Arsenal have been on, particularly from that 5-2 loss last October in Champions League?
Yeah, no, that's what we're going for tomorrow. But then we also know that football is unpredictable, and it could go on the post into the goal, and can go on the post outside of the goal. So it's the margins are going to be small tomorrow because it's two top teams playing against each other. But yeah, it's very important for us to get a good result tomorrow. At the same time, we know that this is 2 games. Tomorrow will only be half time, so there will be a lot of work to do still in Lyon as well, whatever the result tonight. So, but yeah, we want to start well tomorrow. And like I said, we play at the Emirates tomorrow with 40,000 people in the crowd. So we look forward to it.
Thanks. And Mariona, I read an interview you did last month where you talked about, obviously in the past with Barcelona, the kind of dominance they've had both domestically but also moving into Europe as being brutal and absolute. Arsenal used to be brutal and absolute to all their opponents over the years in the past. Do you feel that there's the capacity for them to get back to that point? And can you see them perhaps, becoming, a bigger threat in Europe?
Well, I think that's what we want to do. We want to dominate our opponents and the games, but I think football changed as well in the last years. Like, it's not easy to win any game, and we have to evaluate every little thing we achieve, because everyone is ready and everyone wants to beat us and everyone wants to win as well. So it's hard in that sense, but I think, how I said, like, we are doing a lot of good things. We are on the right way, and I think we have the quality, we have the mentality, and that's what we want. So we'll go for it.
Thanks. Helen.
Yeah, I'll go with Mariona first. On Tuesday, Renee said that you made everyone around you play better, which was nice. You did say that. And I also compared you to an octopus, which I think really is because you seem to be everywhere on the pitch. Like a poltergeist octopus.
Yeah, I know.
And I wondered how your role has changed from when you were at Barcelona, where there were loads of people like that and people all over, whereas you've got much more maybe of a central role. I wonder if your role has changed since you left Barcelona.
Well, that's a big compliment. Thank you. I think that's something good. Well, my role in Barca was quite similar. I started more on the wing, but I entered in a central position. So I think, that's how I am, and it didn't change and it won't change. We have to adapt to each other, and that's all. But I think my game is exactly the same what it was in Barca, and it's just that I am a team player in that sense. I love to pass and I love to combine with everyone. That's how I enjoy football, and I think even if it's maybe the starting position it is different, I think my role is exactly the same, so I feel comfy with that.
And what do you expect tomorrow from the game tomorrow?
Well, Lyon is a really big team. I respect them a lot. They have such talented players and they are so dangerous, so it will be a tight game, but we have to believe in ourselves. We already show to us, to ourselves and to everyone that we can be a top team as well, so it will be a tight game, and we have, how Renee said, it will be small margins and small details, so we have to be focused and take our opportunities, be solid in defense, because they are really dangerous in the attack part. So I mean, it's a semi-final, so it won't be easy for sure.
Thanks. And Renee, bear with me again. I was watching very closely the last couple of games, one when I was at home and one when I was there, and it strikes me that the system has evolved a lot, especially maybe in this year, so in the last couple of blocks. And the thing I could compare it to was, I don't know if you had this thing as a kid, which was like a cat's cradle. So it's called a Caldentey in Dutch, where you move the thing, but the structure always has to remain balanced. So if people move down there, a whole load of people, but you do this thing with the string and the whatever, and it's a very elastic system. Is that something you've sort of built in? Because it does seem like the shape changes like all the time. Suddenly Beth Mead is back as the six because the centre-backs have piled forward, not just for a set piece, but there seems to be much more fluidity.
Yeah, so I think a framework and structure are important to be able to be creative, and I think creativity is important in my vision on football, and I think if you want to get the best out of players, that room should be there, and it also brings unpredictability to the opposition, because if we're all very structured and in our positions, and then I think any good team is going to be able to defend that. So I think that's important, and I'm happy with the steps that we've been taking so far. And actually, is some things you see in the games. That's I think it's the players bringing new things to the game as well. Of course, we give them the freedom to express themselves, but if you look at the Leicester game, for example, against the player-for-player system. How well we recognize that we need to play players under pressure and then support underneath and then go from there. And that's when you get out of your position. But we're all comfortable with that because we know that someone else will fill my role or my space. And no, that's something that's been evolving, especially the last couple of months. I agree, and it's been a process together with the players. So I'm happy with the process, and we want to take it even further.
The last question. Everyone in here is pretty excited about tomorrow, I think, anyway. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm also excited. Of course, there's a lot of hard work and preparation, and we need to be sharp on the day, both players and staff. So we have a task to do, and that's our job. But of course, we remind ourselves that we need to enjoy the moment, because we've been working so hard to get to these moments, and especially for the players, that's where they want to be, and that's the types of games they want to play. So even though there's a lot of things we'll have to get right tomorrow, and the task needs to be executed on a high level, we also need to enjoy what we're doing. So and that all sounds good now, but tomorrow I'm not sure. I'll just be in the moment and trying to make good decisions, but afterwards hopefully I can enjoy.
Thank you. Last one here as well.
Perfect. Hi, Renee. So I noticed that Jessie Gale was training with you guys today. Does that mean that she might be involved tomorrow at all?
She does train with us structurally. She's one of our players, and we like to have her with us. So she comes and trains with us once or twice a week, and so it's really good to have her with us. And she's progressing really well. But she won't be in the squad tomorrow. She was just training with us today.
And how important is it to have these younger players and give them that experience of these sort of Champions League preparations, firstly for their development, but also does it have an impact on the more experienced players as well?
like any training session with us, it's learning for these young players, because I think we're training on such a high level, and they get to train with players like Mariona, so there's so much learning, but also the life of an Arsenal player, so everything you do from coming in the morning until the meetings and the gym and all that in the afternoon, so it's also good for these younger players to get used to the routines of an Arsenal player.
Okay. And Mariona, just one quickly, I saw, congratulations, you've just been awarded PFA WSL Fans Player of the Month. How does it feel to have been recognised so many times already in just your first season in England? Does that kind of add to how much you're enjoying your time here?
Well, it is amazing, of course, like when you feel everyone recognize your work or your effort, but I always said, like, the most important is the people you work with, like your staff, your teammates. It's the ones they have to recognize you and evaluate you, so I mean it's nice, of course, so I'm happy with that.
Thank you.
Great, thank you everyone, we'll leave it there.